different adults with two different mothers brought the same defendant to court today in an effort to prove paternity. Mr. Herrin and Mr. Medley, you are here to prove to Mr. Medley Sr. that you are indeed his sons.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
say results of today's DNA test will force him to stop denying you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Johnson, you grew up without a father for 26 years and claimed that when you finally found the defendant, he claimed he didn't know you existed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you've petitioned the court for a paternity test to prove he's your father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Medley Sr., you say the results of today's paternity test will confirm you had every reason to doubt all three.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to hear these cases separately, starting with Mr. Herrin and Mr. Medley Jr. Please explain to the court how difficult your life has been without having a father.
It affected me in life. Want to know why he wasn't in my life? Why would you give me your full name as a junior? Why would you sign my birth certificate if you deny me as your child? It hurts me like all get out.
So, Mr. Medley Sr., you submitted a whole list of doubts.
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain.
When I met her when I was playing in a band, which was about maybe 3 blocks from where she lived. She would come, she would be there, you know. And after about 4 weeks, she came up and introduced herself to me. But as time went on, I started hearing rumors that she was having sex with other men.
Okay.
That's a lie.
So in your statement to the court, you claim you went to your pastor once you learned she was pregnant.
Yes.
And what did your pastor tell you?
Do the right thing, make her an honorable woman.
So basically, you married her even though you had doubts.
Yes.
And then you also claim you heard from another band member.
Yes. I went to audition for a band.
Yes.
The trumpet player was acting kind of strange, like he didn't want me, and I knew everything went well. And as I was leaving, packing the kids up, he came to me and he said, he's like, I know this guy is tripping and everything, but I think the reason he's tripping is because he thinks you're here to start some trouble. And I'm like, why do I want to start trouble? I'm a drummer. I'm not here to start trouble. He said, well, she has been with him, but he didn't know that she was married.
Oh. So, you two men are here. Why do you even think he's denying you? What is the reason?
The reason why I think he's denying me is because when his mother died in 2007, he was nowhere in our lives before then. His mom came down for Christmases,
Birthdays, everything.
Gave us
and she
everything.
treated us like we was her grandkids.
When she
and
took
she
us-
told us, no matter what your daddy say, you guys are always going to be my grandkids. And that hurts me so much to hear this man sit here in this courtroom and lie to you like that. Look at me. Do our door not look like you? Honestly. Spitting image, 100%. And you gonna sit up here and say that I'm not your son?
I don't know.
How you not know, man? You looking at yourself right here.
Not the way I see me.
Can I say something?
What would you like to add, Mr. Medley?
But why were you never there for us? That's what I want to know. Me and my brother and sister want to know why were you never there for us?
Let me ask you a question. If you had a child with a woman and you didn't believe it was yours, would you be there?
Personally, and you ask me that, I would. I would be
Right.
the man. And I would take a DNA test, and I would not wait 30 years
Right.
to do it.
Why that grown?
Now,
You wait till we're grown to do all this.
this
You
was
could've done
back
this
in the
when we was
80s.
young.
And in the 80s, we did not have DNA. We had blood tests. I tried to get blood tests. The grandmother kept saying, it's painful, they've been through enough. She would not allow me to do it. But now, it's just a swab of the mouth, so there's no pain in that.
Well, there is a lot of pain here, I have to say. I see it in these young men's, their faces. And whether you are or you aren't their biological father, you have to recognize that they've been through a lot.
I've been through a lot also.
And so, well,
Yes, I have.
respectfully, sir, I have to say, as the older gentleman in this situation,
Yes, ma'am.
I need to defer to the children.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, you may, sweetie.
You messed my life up. I'm you know that now. Because, huh?
Take your time.
I I died 3 times in the hospital because of you, man. And I hate you for that. I want to let you know that.
And on top of that, what he just said, I remember I was about 1, and I remember his mom being at the hospital. All my family was there, and I remember somebody picking me up, showing me him in the incubator, not even 1 yet. With tooth stuff all on him because somebody burned him, and we still don't know who did it. He said it was a babysitter that we don't even know about. We never seen his babysitter. And then on top of that, he didn't even come to the hospital till way later.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
My grandma took me in, make sure that so me and my brothers wouldn't get split up.
That's how they got divorced. Was after that. After he got burnt, that's when they got divorced.
Oh my goodness. There's so much hurt. The only way to move forward is to get the truth.
Yes.
And I want that for you all. I have the results. In the case of Herrin, Medley v. Medley, pertaining to whether Victor Medley Sr. is the biological father of Maurice Herrin, it has been determined by this court, you are the father. Moving on to the results for Victor Medley Jr. In the case of Herrin, Medley v. Medley, pertaining to whether Victor Medley Sr. is the biological father of Victor Medley Jr., it has been determined by this court that you are the father. So now you know.
Yes, I do.
Do you have anything to say to your sons?
Well, I'm glad that the truth has come out, and I'm glad that they are. If your mother hadn't led such a promiscuous lifestyle, we wouldn't even be here.
First of all, my mom is not promiscuous. Second of all, my mom loved you. That's why she had kids with you. You need to rethink your morals and values how you think, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Medley Sr., it's taking all of my energy right now to not come off this bench and just hug them up. But what I do see in these young men is that if you would just take an honorable step in their direction, they would receive you. Yes, yes.
Yeah, you're saying. I'm sorry that it come to this.
Yes.
Love you, man.
Miss Johnson, I know you've been waiting patient. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. You've overcome with emotion and you've been waiting so patiently. Can you stand? Are you okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Johnson, in your statement to the court, you indicated you grew up not knowing who your father truly was.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about that.
I grew up in and out of foster care, but I had asked my mom, one day I was looking in my mirror when I was a teenager and I didn't look like her anymore. And I'm like, I don't know who I'm looking at. The stranger that I'm looking at in the mirror, I need to know. So I was like, Mom, this is enough. I just need to know what's the name of my dad. So she told me his name was Victor Medley, but you are not to contact him while you are in my house. I'm like, okay, well, I can't contact him while I'm in your house.
Did you ask her why?
Yes, I did. She told me that
It was a bad relationship.
No, there was no relationship. It was just a bad thing that happened between them two.
Okay.
So when I was 26, I finally found him. I set up a Facebook page and I finally found Victor Sr. on Facebook. I sent him a message. I said, this may seem strange, but you know, I had a conversation with my mom, and my mom told me that you are my dad. He said, oh, really? Well, first I told him my mom's name, and I asked him, did he know her? He said yes. When I told him that he was my dad, he was like, oh, really? Oh, my daughter, can you please send me your number and I'll give you a call? He was happy. So this was the first time I've ever heard about him denying me, because to me, he never denied me. He denied my brothers, but he never denied me.
So, Mr. Medley Sr., up until this point, had you heard anything about you having a daughter?
No, but I did not deny her. We didn't get into this DNA test until on Mother's Day. When I had her over for Mother's Day, she kept talking about, I need a DNA test.
No.
Yes.
That's not true. I never asked you for a DNA test.
No, you told my friend that
No,
you
I
wanted
didn't.
a DNA test. I've even got a picture of you crying afterwards when she's hugging you.
Yeah, and I got pictures too.
What is
But
that evidence you're holding up, ma'am?
Right here. When he was talking about Mother's Day, there's one picture. He made me this card, and he took a picture of me and took a picture of him and photoshopped it and put it in the front. And then he also took, once I got him a friends on my Facebook, he was taking pictures that he seen of me and him looking similar, and he was putting them together side by side. There it is.
And so, Mr. Medley Sr., you claim that it was her asking for a DNA test?
That's not true.
So you had accepted her.
Yes.
But you claim she wanted the DNA test.
Yes.
That's not true.
And she got upset. Well, this is what happened. She was having problems with her van, and I had said that I would help her because at my job, they was gonna give us a retro pay, but
Get to the point.
child support
Get to the
took-
point.
Child support took the check. I didn't have the money. So I didn't have it. And I'm not rich. And then she told me that she had been lied to before. Everybody lies. Take her off, lose her
Your
number,
Honor,
take her off my Facebook, take the
That's
kids
not how I
off
remember
Facebook.
it. That's not how I remember it. That's
That's how I remember.
No,
How do you
I'm gonna tell
remember
you,
it, ma'am?
I'm going to tell you how it went. It went like this. I asked you, could you help me with my van because my van broke down?
Right.
You know I got a special needs daughter.
Right.
You sent me a picture of you on your bus. Oh, I drive a special needs bus. This is such a coincidence. Oh, I'm so happy. You're going to send me a picture. I asked you, would you help me? I text you. You didn't text back. I called you, you didn't answer the phone. I left you a message, you didn't leave me a message back. I sent you a message on Facebook and I waited for at least a week and you did not answer me. So then I told you, delete them pictures off of Facebook, take my kids off Facebook. We don't want nothing to do with you, because when I found out about my brothers and you denied my brothers to me. And when I found out about my brothers and you told me that they weren't your kids, I can look at Maurice right now and see me and Maurice look alike.
So, Mr. Medley, what happened? Why didn't you come through? Why didn't you answer her calls, her texts, her
did.
messages? Why leave her
Before
hanging?
we got the check, she had already said all these things, and I didn't have it yet. I couldn't give her what I didn't have, and I didn't get it anyway.
Well, then why did you say I don't have the money right now? Can you just wait? I could have waited.
told you
I
to
already
wait.
waited a year before my van got fixed, and it's broke down again. Can you help me now? My baby got to get to the doctor. She need to go to therapy. Can you just buy me a new van with a lift on it so I don't have to carry her?
I wish I could, but I can't.
Okay. I wish I would have got an answer like that the first time.
Miss Johnson, why are these results so important to you?
Because it'll give me closure. I mean, I know. I look like him. Look at the picture. I look like Maurice. I look like Victor. I'm the oldest, and he's talking about people being promiscuous. I'm 30, Maurice is 30. I'm 5 months older than him.
She's not lying.
Well, on that note, Jerome, I think it's time for the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Johnson v. Medley, pertaining to whether Victor Medley Sr. is the biological father of Christian Johnson, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Medley Sr., you are not her father.
Okay.
Mr. Medley, what are you feeling now?
I don't know. I thought she was my daughter.
Ms. Johnson, if you didn't know before, somewhere underneath all of that tough exterior, he really cared.
I see.
And at this point, when I asked him to take one step towards you, despite everything that happened, he did. And in this moment, I just wondered if you all could take one step towards him in this moment.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm here for you, baby. I'll be your dad if you want me to. It's your choice, no pressure. Love all y'all. Love y'all.
Well, family, y'all done broke me down now. I tried to hold the tears back. I'm proud of this moment because it was as if Mr. Medley came in here today as almost the villain.
That's true.
He was wrong. But the power of love and forgiveness can overtake any wrong. Ms. Jarquin, you opened your case because you want to prove to your ex-boyfriend, Mr. Burns, that he fathered your 4-month-old son, Myvan. You say Mr. Burns abandoned you while you were pregnant, refused to sign the birth certificate, and has left you to struggle financially. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Mr. Burns, you state Ms. Jarquin was already pregnant when you met her, and that is the reason she slept with you on the first day you met, because she wanted to trap you. So, Ms. Jarquin, you say Mr. Burns has done nothing for Myvan?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Explain.
I have attempted, after my son was born, to reach out to him to just buy simple things, diapers, water, milk, whatever my son may need at the time. He has yet, to this day, provide me any type of financial help at all with my son.
Your Honor, I haven't done much because I don't believe that Myvan's my son. You know, I don't believe it, first of all, but I'm still trying to do things like, you know, I invite them over to come and, you know, chill, watch movies, or, you know.
You don't invite me over. I tell you.
And why are you inviting him over if he's not your child to chill and watch movies?
I mean, she often, you know.
4-month-old baby don't want to watch a movie. 4-month-old baby.
It's not because, it's not so much of him. It's not so much of him.
You need to stop lying, bro. You know you haven't been there for my sister at all. I've been working 24/7 doing your job.
You know, it don't matter.
You doing it. You know that's your son.
It don't matter.
You just lying because you don't want to step up and get mad to it.
It don't matter about the money. That's my family
Mr.
over here that I take
Mr.
care of.
Diaz,
You know what I'm saying? I
please
take care of them by
stand
myself.
Yeah, I sure will.
Step to the podium. What is your testimony, sir? What are you saying?
I'm saying that I've been with my sister 24/7. I was there since she met him. And ever since they got together and I found out that she was pregnant, she said it in front of him. So he been knew she was pregnant because he moved in with us. But yeah, I seen her taking care of him. She will buy things for him all the time.
And then I did
Don't
tell her
be
that
buying
I don't
nothing for him.
believe.
He needs to buy things for you. So he been knew she was pregnant. He just lying because he don't want to step up because he already got 2 kids with her. So, okay, so if you know what you was doing, all right, you need to step up to it, bro. You need to step up to the plate.
So hold on, I want
Good
to.
job. I make sacrifices that you should be making.
And first of all,
taking care of yours. Taking care of yours. Taking care of yours.
From the sideline and what she's telling you. She ain't telling you.
From what he's
I've
seen.
seen. That's what I've seen. I'm not gonna say. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't there, man.
Mr. Diaz, what have you done for Myvan thus far?
I've taken her to the hospital. I will help her pay the rent. I will help her pay the bills. I will get food for the house. And I will still take care of my son. Okay? And the fact she didn't even have a car at the time. She did not have a car at the time, and I found the money, and I got her a car. And because of that, yes, I lost my truck, but it was a good sacrifice because at least she has something for my nephew. So I don't mind taking a taxi every day, as long as I know she's doing okay. So that's sacrifices that I wish he would do. But he doesn't want to do it. Well, you know what? I told him, worry about it. You got me. I'm happy to do it.
I'm sorry?
It's not my son.
Dude, you don't want to step up to the plate. He
He's
looks
not
just
my
like
son.
you, man. He looks just like you. Everybody who sees him, he looks just like Sean.
It's funny that he would sit here now today and saying that it's not his son. Why would he sit there and tell my family, oh yes, this is my son. I can see the resemblance. I mean, he's taking pictures in the bathroom with my son that he showed me afterwards, but that's not his son.
And
So you're saying the story changes?
Often, on and off, all the time. It's yes, I am, no, I'm not, yes, I am, no, I'm not.
What was the nature of your relationship? Were you in a committed relationship?
At first, Your Honor, when we first met, it was more so just talking. Then eventually it got to the physical part.
So
During
how
that whole
soon
thing,
after you met were you intimate?
we did sleep the first day because we were talking prior to that.
So the first day you got together, you had sex?
Yes.
Was it protected sex?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So how is it you can know for certain this isn't your child?
I have a timeline that I would like to show you of why.
This is your exhibit?
Yes.
Please step over. Explain to the court what this exhibit outlines.
Okay, so my first date going over her house was July 6th, and we had sex that night. You know.
All right, July 6th.
You know, and everything was cool. You know, she invited me to stay. You know, I stayed, and a couple weeks later, on the 27th, she tells me that she's pregnant 3 weeks later. You know, so my first thought.
So that makes sense. 3 weeks later?
Okay, so my first thought was, dang, that was quick. You know, she must have already been pregnant. You know, that was my first thought.
But I mean, if you have sex on July 6th, by July 27th, if the egg has been fertilized, then she could know.
September came, and she went to the doctor on the 14th. You know, the doctor tell her that she's 12 weeks and 6 days, right? 12 weeks and 6 days. I go back 12 weeks and 6 days. I come to find out that I only been knowing her 10 weeks. So that confirms my first thought. Oh, she already been pregnant, you know?
Okay.
See, that's...
So now that
And plus
is
she had
the
a
doubt.
boyfriend when I first met her.
So when you first met her, she had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So when you count back the 12 weeks from September 14th, 12 weeks and 6 days is pretty much 13 weeks.
Right.
Oh, we in June now.
We in June. I came in July.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Ms. Jarquin, were you dating another man in June?
No. What he's talking about, I had been left that relationship a month prior to me meeting him.
Were you intimate with that other man sometime in June?
No, Your Honor, I was not.
But if you're
Yeah,
looking
right.
at the calculation,
Your Honor, may I clarify
I came to her
something
house
there?
and I found, you know, condom wrappers and under her bed, and like she'd be on
Your
the phone
Honor.
with you know, other dudes and tell me, you know, saying just be quiet, you know.
That is a lie. How
So
are you
you ain't
even
never
gonna sit
tell
here
you
and
ain't
lie?
never tell me.
No,
You told me multiple times.
You're lying.
You told me multiple times to just.
How are you
know.
gonna sit there and lie? What he's
While she
talking
was
about,
pregnant.
when we found out that I was pregnant, we went right after I took the pregnancy test. They told me I was less than 6 weeks pregnant. That was the first time we went to the hospital because I told them, I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and go to the
Oh, I
hospital
didn't
because I
go-
know
I
they
didn't
do a
go
blood
there.
test. You was there with me. You was and if I had the pictures
when I went
that
with
I
you,
took,
the doctor told you was 12 weeks and 6 days.
you're
I
talking
know
about.
because
You're
I
talking
went and
about.
text her.
They gave me the paperwork, and I showed him where it was saying that I was less than 6 weeks pregnant. Basically, I was just early in the
You
pregnancy.
show who?
when it's that early in a pregnancy, it's hard for the doctors to really understand and give a window of conception because it's so early. That's why they usually have you wait a good 8 weeks or so before you even go for your first real doctor's appointment. My thing is if you were 4 or 5 or 5.5 weeks pregnant, that would have been before you ever met him. So I understand this testimony. Mr. Burns, you can step back to the podium. I do understand there how your calculations may lead you to doubt. What is your other doubt?
My other doubt is I knew she was having other partners, sex partners. You know.
How do you know this?
It was 2 other guys who at the job who I know, you know, personally. I actually spoke with them too. That
Who?
they slept
That's
with
what
her.
I want to know
They
is who?
slept with her.
Who?
They told you this.
Yes. Yes,
has
Your
yet to
Honor.
tell me. I don't even know who he's
In
even
the
talking
same
about.
time frame that you were?
You know one.
Yeah, you have no proof of it,
Who
man.
who are you talking
You know.
about? Because you're bringing up people that are irrelevant to what we're going through now. It really is irrelevant. Like I don't
it's
even
not
see.
irrelevant because you was with him before. You was
Whatever
with him
happened
before
in my
me.
past has nothing to do with you. I didn't even know your name. I didn't even know you existed. So what are you talking
So why are you
about?
bringing up the past, man?
Like that doesn't make no sense.
Because it goes before. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? She was pregnant before me.
Your Honor, and I have some pictures over here. He's not the father, but I want you to see how is it that he likes to play daddy.
I'd like to see those. Jerome, will you hand me Ms. Jarquin's evidence, please?
Pictures that he's taking while I'm not looking. But that's a man that doubts that that's his son.
The pictures you've submitted to the court are of beautiful Myvan and Mr.
But that's not his son.
Burns.
I was taking pictures so
Why?
I can confirm.
Why? That's
I was,
not your
I
son.
was
Why-
taking
why are you
pictures
gonna
so
say,
I
I
can
wanna
see
take a picture
so
of
I
your
can
kid
see
that's
if he
not
looks
like
like
that.
me for myself because
You look pretty happy
everybody
there.
else says
You look pretty
everybody
happy
else
there.
says that okay he looks like me, but to me he doesn't.
But Mr. Burns, if you just look at that shot, you look like a father looking lovingly at his son.
Yes.
I love kids. I love kids. You know what I'm saying? I have a son. I had a son that I lost. Me holding him right there, that brings something back to me. I lost my son, and he was that age. He was 3 months when he passed. You know, so that is something right there. Yeah, something right there. But that's me just looking, trying to see if he's my son.
I want to hear from your witness. Ma'am, please stand. Please state your name for the court.
Renatia Nobles.
Ms. Nobles, what relationship are you to Mr. Burns?
I am the mother of his children.
The mother of his children. You all have children together?
Yes.
And one on the way, I presume?
Yes.
What testimony do you have to add to this?
Apparently, she has doubts as well because when we talked about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we met in person, and she said, if it is his, I just want to take full custody. I want to put him on child support. I don't want him to have anything to do with the baby.
She said if
Your
it
Honor,
She
is?
said if, and then when you say
Your Honor.
if, that means you are unsure,
Your Honor,
correct?
we was both pregnant at the same time, pretty much. So that pretty much confirms how he was sleeping with both of us at the same time.
Right.
So let me just put that out there before I say this, okay?
He's not denying that.
No, I have produced some text messages where we were still texting each other, where he was pretty much acknowledging, oh, hey, my mom just said this. The queen has spoken. This is my boy. I know. And I even asked him, I said, hey, are you sure? Are you for real this time that you're really going to step up? Is my son finally going to have his father on his birth certificate? He was okay with it. He was okay with it. He even had pictures of him and the baby together that he was trying to see, I guess, if they look similar and whatnot. And he's like, oh, I can see this is, he has
Your
my
Honor.
eyes, he has my nose. But you saying you cut me
Your
off.
Honor.
So it hurts you.
so-
Hold on. Ms. Jarquin, you're stating that you have no father's name on your child's birth
I
certificate.
do not, Your Honor.
And that hurts you. I can see that bothers you.
It does.
I have 3 other kids by one man that I started at the age of 16. If I knew then how to be a mother, how can now me having my 4th gonna change that? I know what it's like doing this all on my own. And it hurts me because I know he's able to, because I helped him find the job that he has now in hopes that he would help me, and has yet to do anything. And it hurts because every time I look at my son, knowing he's needing things and I can't provide off of $13 that I stay with every week, it hurts me because he could do something. He
How
had
can you
the-
stand there right there and just watch her, man, with no kind of emotions, knowing that she's struggling with your son?
Because I know where it's coming from.
Try to give up
When
what
it's-
I give up.
especially
That's
with
when you call yourself a
especially to
father,
boy
bro.
that's not mine.
Let's
You know
get
what I'm
some
saying?
order. Let's
You're a
get some
coward,
order.
man. That's what it is.
So it is what.
So,
that's what
Ms.
they do.
Jarquin,
It
you're
is.
testifying. You said you're surviving off of $13 a week.
Pretty much that's what I have left over after I pay my bills, after I pay my car notes, after I pay everything that I need to support my child. Basically, that's what I'm left off before I even get my next check.
And you submitted a tape to the court
Yes, Your Honor.
so that you could further explain what you've been going through.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to look at that now.
Things have been really, really hard for me financially. It hurts me to know that I'm coming home to face reality, basically. His father's out there doing what he does, and I'm over here wondering, how am I going to get diapers? How am I going to be able to afford the milk? Am I going to be able to get him what he needs?
What a great father, man. You're a great father, bro.
He is actually a great father.
Oh, he is?
Yes,
He
he
is?
is.
Wow.
He is.
Wow.
A very good one.
I would like to
So
see that.
the bottom line is, Ms. Jarquin, you're barely making it. And you open this case because you need help. And you believe Mr. Burns is your child's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you honestly don't know what you're gonna do. I mean, but for your brother's help.
I can't always depend on my family. I know they've got their own lives. You know what I'm saying? It's come the time where enough is enough. I don't care with what he can help me with, but at this point, I need whatever I can.
All right, Jerome, I'm ready for the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Jarquin versus Burns, when it comes to 4-month-old Myvin Diaz, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Burns, you are the father.
I know now, you know, and I'm gonna treat him and I'm gonna love him. You know, I'm gonna be there for him as long as she let me.
Myvin's 4 months. The blessing in all of this is that you just got down to the bottom of it early enough. From this point on, he really can grow up never knowing that this transpired and always knowing and understanding where you are as long as you step up the way you say.
Yeah.
But before I go, I must caution you. This was an obvious love triangle. This will just keep happening. And I don't want to see you in this courtroom again denying another baby by this woman or by this woman because you don't have the discipline to grow up and stop making babies everywhere you lay your head. Mr. Diaz, I just commend you for what you've done.
Thank you.
You will never